Now, I'm going to start with attribute in JSP custom tag. As you see in your screen, there can be defined too many attributes with the in the custom tag. To define the attribute, we need to perform two tasks. Define the define the property in the tag handler class with the attribute name and define the setter method. And what is the setter method we require? That we see in the next slide. Define the attribute element inside the tag element in the TLD file. First, we are going to understand how we are going to write here. In this example, Q is one of the my custom tag. Inside this, I have defined the number is one of the attribute, and the 5 is the value of that particular attribute. When I am going to use this, it is going to as the name suggests that it is going to calculate the Q of that particular number that I have passed in this. Now for creating the custom tag, what we have to do, we are going to create one file, the add number, and inside this we are going to create one add number file, add number Java file, add number, and after that we are going to update my TLD file, my tag TLD file, and then I'm going to write the add JSP file that is going to use that particular custom defined tag. Now this is the description, or this is the content, these are the content of my uh, Java file. Here I have created add number class that is going to be extended same as it is that I have shared in my previous video. That is going to be extended by the help of tag support class. Now I have created here a private number 1 and private number 2 class, and here this is going to be here this is going to be there are two methods, a set number 1 and set number 2 methods are there, and one overridden method is this. Overridden method is to start tag. Whenever my tag is going to start, it is going to be performed. Now here I have written inside a try block out.print number 1 and number 1 plus number 2, and if there is exception is there, then it is going to be handled. Now after that, here I am going to define the tag extension. Here I am going to define the attribute in the content of my TLD, my tag TLD class, TLD file. Now the basic contents are there. Now the additional content is attribute, and attribute is there, and here I am going to define the name, and attribute name is number 1, and if it is required, yes, it is required, means we have to define the given attribute is required or not required. Suppose I have kept here false, means it is not required, it is going to be set by some default value, or if some value we are going to define, that is some value we are going to assign, it is going to be assigned that particular variable. So by default, it is the value is by default I am going to set as a true, means it is required. Okay, after that same I have defined for number 2. A number 2 name required true, yes, it is required, now it is closed. Now I'm going to use this particular tag inside my Java file, JSP file. So tag lib URI same where I have kept. So every time I have to kept my file inside a web-inf. One thing you should have to remember that you can create one TLD file for your all custom tags. Means whatever tag you are going to define, you can keep that particular file inside one tag file. That should be always remembered. Okay, now after that, sum of two numbers, this line is just like a printing element. Now my tag is come s colon addition. I have given the name as I have given here. The name is addition. Here I am going to use addition. Number 1 is equals to 10 and number 2 is equals to 35. Whatever value I am going to pass, that is going to be processed. Okay. Uh, after that, what is going to be happen? Now we are going to check with the help of the program. What is my program that I am going to show? Now here I have created one JSP file, add.jsp file. Okay, that is going to be add to number that I have created. Okay, now after that, one file I have created, add number.java, that I have explained earlier in the PPT. Now here the same line I have written, JSP writer out.print out is equals to paid context dot get out for getting the output, getting the uh, getting the right to write something on the browser. Okay, now after that, it is going to be processed in TLD. What are the content of TLD? So now I'm going to find out the my TLD file. What is the TLD file? In my TLD file, I have mentioned the thing. Here you can see I have created so many tags, so many custom tag, and for that so many custom tag, I have created only one TLD file. Okay, now the attribute name is addition custom tag dot add number is the location of that particular class. I have created custom tag dot custom tag, one of the package. Inside this package I have kept my add number file. Now I have defined the attribute. The attribute name is number 1 and it is required. Now after that I have created attribute name number 2 and also it is also required. Now I have closed this particular tag. Means every time whenever you are going to create a new tag, that is going to be start with tag and then it is going to be closed with the tag. Okay, now after that, what I have done in add.jsp, in add.jsp I have kept a tag library URI, where I have kept, I have shown you, you can see here, and the web.inf folder is there, and inside this folder I have created one mytag.tld file, and inside this I have kept all the tags. Now the sum is equals to addition number 1 I have passed as a 10 and number 2 I have passed as a 35. Now I'm going to run this program. What will happen, we can see. Now I'm going to run this. It is going to ask for server and all the things that you know already. Now you can see whenever this program is going to run, it is going to show the answer. The sum is equals to 45. Now we can try with another value. Here I am going to pass, here I am going to update the value. Here I am going to update the value of this particular add.jsp. Here I have, suppose I have mentioned here the part is 45. Now we are going to save this, and now after that I'm going to run this program. It is taking time. After that I'm going to run this program. So now we are going to press run on server, and again it is going to ask whenever each and every time it is going to ask for server, which server from which server you are going to run. Now answer, expected answer should be 80. Yes, it is going to work. In this way your custom tag attribute is going to work. Okay. Now after that, what we are going to see, after that, in this we are going to check. Now this is done. Now after that, we are going to check how my custom tag is going to work with JDBC. In JDBC, what we have to do, we have to create, in JDBC we have to create again one Java file that is going to print the record of that particular thing, whatever thing I am going to use. Here you can see I have created one JSP writer object. After that, I have fetched class dot for name, as you can do in JDBC program, and connection and prepare a statement. After that, prepare statement is going to find out select a star from tab name, means tab name is one of the variable. Whatever table name I'm going to pass, as per that table name, it is going to print the result, the expected result. Suppose in table I have mentioned, I have given the roll number is equals to roll, the field is different. I can use also the, I can add here one additional field for the searching element. Suppose here my searching element is roll number. Suppose I am going to work with employee, so I can write here employee ID for the searching element. I can also create the that field also for instead of roll number, I can mention here employee ID also. Okay, now this is the code, and this is the basic JSP code. What is going to happen, a result set rs result set object I have created here, and with the help of result set object, with the help of prepared statement object, I am going to perform the execute query, and the result is going to be stored in the result set. Now after that, if result set is null, is not is if null, then it is not required to process further. If in my result set data is available, if in my result set data is available, now I'm going to further process. For that, I want to know how many rows I have to fetch, and how many columns I have fetched. For that purpose, I have created one result set metadata object. The purpose of result set metadata means it is going to contain the information about the table, table name, table column numbers, and all the things. Now with the help of rs result set metadata object, I'm going to find the column count, because I have fetched only star, means all field I have fetched, but I didn't know the number of columns is there, how many numbers of columns of there in my table. Now, so for with that I have created the column count. After that, I have done some setting. Suppose I have set the table border and how it is going to be processed. With the help of rsmd get column name I, and it is going to print the column name of particular field, of a particular uh, field. It is going to print, and after that I am going to work with rs.next, means rs.next means whenever data is available, it is going to be print. After that, I have mentioned the for loop for all the columns, and it is going to be processed. Okay, and now after that, I'm going to close my connection, and expect exceptions is there. If some exceptions are there, it is going to be handled, and then return body. Return skip body means I'm going to skip the body part now, and setter methods are there for roll number and table name that we have created in previous slide. These private int roll number and int string table number that we have created earlier. Now after that, what I have to define in my tag.tld file, same way I have to define two attributes, for one for roll number and another one for table name. So that we have defined the name and attribute, and its name is table name tab name, and it is required. After that, another attribute I have created, roll number. The name attribute name is roll number, and again it is required. Now you can see the print in JSP, print.jsp. In the print.jsp file, what you are going to do in the print.jsp, you are going to mention the your defined tag name that you have defined, that you have mentioned here. The tag name is print record, that I have mentioned here, print record. Roll number is equals to 101, the first field, first value, and the tab name is equals to student, means this is your table name that you are going to work. Now the table name is equals to student. Now if you are going to process it, you are able to see the result of that particular table. Now we are going to see with the help of example how it is going to work. For that purpose, what I have to why have what I have to I have created three files. First file is the student info Java file is there, that I have created, that I have explained you earlier also. Or one class I have created, the print record.java. That is the file that is going to work with your uh, that is going to work with your that is going to process your tag, that the custom tag that you are going to create. Now same way for class dot for them, you have to create connection and driver manager and all the formalities you have to do. And after that, another required file is that I have created, print data.jsp. Print data.jsp is going to contain the roll number. It is going to contain the p print record, roll number 101, and tab name student. Okay. Now I'm going to run this. How it is going to run? Same way that I have done, run on server and then next, then finish. You can check the output of this particular thing. Now inside this, the roll number 101 is there, and the name is Simka, and course name is MCA. Okay. Now you can also check with another value. For that purpose, what I have to do, I have to just change here. Now I have mentioned here 103. This is one of the uh, roll number that I have created, and now see the output. You can see the output here. The 103 record is available, C bar, MC, and all the thing. Now, for that purpose, you have to create one student table inside a database. I have used the database MySQL. You can use any another database that you are, and that in that database you are more feasible. You can use that particular database. Okay. Now you can. I am going to show what are the content of my database. After that, I am going to process further. It is. I think it is going to work. Yes, it is working. Before going, it is taking too much time. Now I am going to explain my tag to TLD. In that my tag dot TLD, I have created another additional. I have created another additional file. The addition tag, that is the tag name is print record, and it is available in the print record class. And attribute name is tab name required, yes it is true, and attribute tag is going to close. Now I'm going to again open another attribute, and its name is roll number, required is true, and another attribute, and now this tag is going to be closed. Okay, in this way it is going to work. Means whenever you are going to define a new tag, you have to create one tag file. Now you can see it is showing errors in PHP my admin. I think there is some error. Okay, now we can move further. Suppose now we are going to see the iteration, or there is the extension of iteration tag. Now we are going to check the use of iteration tag. Now we can use iteration using JSP custom tag. For that purpose, uh, the for that purpose we can what is the use of this iteration? With the help of this, we can iterate the body content of a particular tag. For that, we have to do after body method of the, we have to implement the do after body method of the iteration interface. Now for that purpose, whenever my that do after body method should return, always should return eval underscore body underscore again as a value, uh, uh, as a value. For example, what I have done, I have created one table. With the help of this, I am going to print multiplication of a two number with the help of this, because without multiplication of it means I'm going to create one program that is going to calculate the multiplication of a two number without multiplication operator. Now after that, I have created one same as some code. I have written some code in my tag.tld file, and I have created one multi.jsp file. Now what are the content of multi-table in .jsp? In this table, I have created do start tag throw JSP exception. There is no need to define the content of do start tag, because we are going to perform the body part of we are more focused on body part of that particular tag. Now public int do start tag through JSP exception. I have created two variables, two static variables. Int I is equals to 0 and one of the result is equals to 0. That is going to calculate the addition of two number. Result is equals to result plus num1, means suppose I am going to multiply by 3 into 5, means I have to add 3 5 times, or I can do vice versa. I am going to add 5 with 5 uh, 3 times. So same way I have written the logic. Suppose the number 2 is 5. Suppose the number 2 is 5 and the result is assigned by 0. Then 5 plus 0 for first iteration. Another iteration I am going to perform 5 plus 5, and another iteration I am going to perform 5 10 plus 5 15. Now if I is going to increase, I is going to assign the value of that particular, I is assigned 0, I has assigned the 0, then every iteration it is going to be increased, means first time I is 0, then first time I value is 1, then it is going to 2, then after that it is going to 3. Now 3 is equals to number 1 value is 3, 3 is equal 3. If it is done, then it is going to return the skip body. Otherwise what is going to happen, it is going to return if this value is false, then it is going to be evaluate body again and again, means body part is going to be evaluated again and again. After that, public int end tag, means whenever my tag is going to be end, after at that time what I have to do, I have to print the result of that particular content, that of particular calculation. Now out dot print result, it is going to be print. I have, for that purpose I have created JSP writer object with the help of page context. Now after that everything is done, I am going to return the evaluate page. Same way I have created set number one uh, method for set method for number one and set method for number two. Now what are the content of my tag.tld? The content of my tag is equals to name is equals to multi tag class custom tag dot multi table. That is the location of that particular tag. Now num2 value is the tag name attribute name is num2 and its value is required. Another attribute is num1 and its value is also required. Now I'm going to how I'm going to use multi-table num3 num2 5 means these are my numbers that is going to process. Okay, now after that I'm going to fully focus on how to print the body part of that particular tag is going to be printed. For that purpose, same, I have mentioned the start point of that particular, it is just like a loop. How we can use the loop in a custom tag means uh, iteration means executing the process again and again, the same process again and again, and the loop also says that executing the process again and again. With the help of iteration tag property, I'm going to perform here the looping concept inside this particular custom tag. Now the public void set start I, that is the one variable that I have created, and private int start I have created, and private int and I have created. I have given the start method and end method for that, and after that do start tag method is there, that is not going to work. After that I have created do after tag. The start value is 0 and the end value is whatever the value is I'm going to print means how many times I'm going to print the content of my body of that particular custom tag I'm going to mention. Now these if you start plus plus then return evaluate body again, return evaluate body again is going to be processed. I have mentioned one condition, start I is less than end I means suppose I have mentioned end I is 3 and start I is 0 means whenever 0 is going to be increased, 0 is going to check with end I means 0 is less than 3, it is right, then start is going to be plus plus and it is going to show the message return evaluate body again means body part is going to be evaluated again. If it is going to be execute 3 times, I think it is going to evaluate 3 times means it is going to print for 0th time, it is going to print for first time, and it is going to print the second time. Now start I is going to be 3, is becomes 3, 3 is less than 3, condition false. Now it is going to return to the else part and it is going to print return, and it is not going to print, it is going to send the message skip body means your body part is going to be skipped. Now here I have mentioned the name, tag name is in, I have corrected, I have written some additional feature in my tag TLD. Here the my tag name is loop and custom class custom tag that is available in custom tag dot loop, that is the package, and start I is one of the attribute and it is true, and start end I is one of the attribute, its value is again true. Now I'm going to use taglib URI, taglib URI web dash inf my tag tld prefix m and loop end I 5 and start I is equals to 1, and it is now whenever I'm going to run this code it is going to print simca 5. Okay, first time 1 2 3 4. After that now I'm going to work how to work with custom URI in JSP custom tag. Custom URI means uh, I can keep my files in I can keep my file in everywhere of my custom tag that I have to mention. Now I have to tell the web container about my TLD file. In such cases, we need to define a tag lib element in web.xml. Means web.xml में I have to do some correction for for writing the information or giving the information related to my TLD file, and the web container gets that particular information about the TLD file that I have told you earlier. Now for that purpose, I have again created one file, print date web.xml file, because I have to give the information in the web XML. One more additional file is required. All three files are same. Print date, mytag.tld that I have created, and print date is printdate.java, that is the file. Now printdate.jsp, what is the content? What are the content of these? Content are my tag. My tags is the location of that particular uh, URI that in before in the earlier example, I have to mention web-inf slash mytag.tld. Yes or no? But in this, when I am going to work with a custom URI, there is no need to mention URI is equals to mytag. Means I haven't mentioned the exact location. I have given only the value of particular. In the earlier example, I have to mention the web-inf slash the file name. But in this case, we don't need to write the whole thing inside this. So how we can skip this thing in this? With the help of, you can see the web.xml file. In web.xml file, we have to write JSP-config tag. Inside this, we have to mention taglib that you have used here also, and that taglib you have to mention here also. In this taglib, you have to mention two sub element, taglib dash URI. What is the URI? Whatever URI you are going to use. Here you can use your name also. Here you can use another thing also. Okay. Now you can use my tag web-inf mytag.tld and all the things. Now after that, the same thing that you have mentioned. So these are the content. These are the content that you are going to check and do start, and that is going to print in the first example that I have shown. That is going to print the calendar. That is going to get the java.util.calendar class and its instance, and then use the method get time method, and it is going to print the current date and time. Thank you.